would like to go first?
I'll go first. As City Commissioner here in the city of Fort Lauderdale, District 3. My role, I believe, and I move in that direction, is to have conversations, bring opportunities together like we have today with all these entities. We have our Broward Commissioner, we have our state level, we also have, that's not here with us right now, but even at the federal level, opportunities to express what is needed, if that's financially, coming together on one platform where we're all in alignment with what the city, the neighbors are driving for and what they're looking for. So that's my opportunity, being the voice, to understand what the community is looking for, then bringing everyone together with that in mind to accomplish the goal that we're looking for.
Good afternoon and good morning, everybody. State Representative Darrell Campbell, District 99. I agree with the Commissioner in providing resources. I see my role as an opportunity to be that calming voice for when there is panic going on. And usually when we're checking our emails, majority of the time that we're getting messages, it's pretty much folks that are in panic, whether that's in a dire situation, trying to find housing, or trying to find some type of resources for them. I think my role as state representative is to take those ideas that we hear that the community wants and bring it back to Tallahassee. And then there's a group of individuals there that I have to work with to figure out how do we problem solve, because they're coming from different areas of the state where they feel those issues are important as well. And so how do we find out that balance of what works for the state of Florida? So I'm constantly in the position, and we are in the position of problem solving and figuring out solutions. I was saying this earlier today, folks come to us with all these issues, and it's our jobs to kind of figure out how do we problem solve and work together to figure out how do we get what we need when we're talking about federally, statewide, and locally. And so that's how I see it, and us working in tangent of one another helps that mission go a lot smoother. It's still hard, but it's a lot smoother to know that you got good people on your side that's willing to help and fight in those battles.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I see my role as being essential as your tax collector. Nothing happens without funding, right? So it is imperative that what I do in the office is done in a manner that supports the community, the business community, the entrepreneurs in our business, in our communities. So my role is to ensure that the resources are delivered in a timely manner to all the agencies and cities that need it to build the infrastructure to provide a thriving community and for the businesses and entrepreneurs in those communities to succeed. Thank you.
My job is to get it done. I'm a policymaker. I have to pick up the phone, I have to return phone calls. The vision has been set on Sistrunk way before my coming here. My job is not to dream. My job is not to come and write a plan today. My job is to direct my administrator to the needs of the communities that I represent and have a report card on where is she with my directives. That is my job as an elected official for District 8. I started in the city of Fort Lauderdale, and day one, I came in, rolled up my sleeves, fighting for the vision, fighting for where government once ignored, fighting for people who cried about their wants and their needs. I did not put myself first, I put community first, and I pushed the needle each and every time. The development you see here today just won't happen because Sistrunk is crying. The development was strategic. So 35 years ago when they redlined lending in areas like this to people who look like me, they were forced to draw a boundary. They were forced to invest dollars back in this area to see what you see here in Fort Lauderdale. But it had to start on the east side to create the economic engine we're going to discuss here today. Because if you didn't build the infrastructure for the TIF, those tax dollars wouldn't be necessary or at the threshold of the tipping point to come over into the northwest section. That's why you don't see a great demand or a lot of things going on. You see a few things that have happened, but things that happened because a strategic plan was put in place a long time ago. We just have to make sure our managers know your vision. Our managers are held accountable. Our managers understand where we come from. The biggest challenge is the cultural, I would say, misconception. Most people drive through Sistrunk. They drive through on the way to work. They go to one of these mega churches. How many of you stop and turn down the streets and stop and have a cup of coffee at the Nesbitt's house? Stop by Miss Small's house? Or stop by Ivory's, or one of the few restaurants we have here in the community? You don't know this community. So when you ask us what our needs are, City Manager Williams, you have to be careful. You have to listen to the people that live here. Some of us once lived here, and we moved out to a better place, better schools, better restaurants, better things than what we had once we deserted this area to go out for a better life, or our parents would say, go do better, go do better. But better is coming back. My job is to show you what's available. My job is to sell Sistrunk. My job is to sell the Northwest. My job is to sell the city of Fort Lauderdale. But today, some of you don't even know where you are right now. You're in unincorporated Broward County. You're in unincorporated Broward County. And there's a young lady in this audience. We're in her house. Dr. Hobbs, would you please stand up? She runs this African American research library. She's done a remarkable job, and she will continue that, but you are now in the unincorporated area, and you will see me. This is the only city that Broward County represents, unincorporated. Delaware Park, Boulevard Gardens, Washington Park, Franklin Park, and Broadview on Davie and 441, but that's the unincorporated area, which really was deprived. And most of you probably don't even realize Broward County or Fort Lauderdale started out as a part of Dade County. So knowing your history, where you came from, coming back to appreciate is one thing, but you got to understand our culture. Just like they want cold beer on the east side, we want cold beer too. Just like they want good food, we want the same thing. So when you ask us what we want, as Roosevelt Walters always say, take a piece of paper, write down what you want, and sign my name to it. My job is to get it done.
All of you have mentioned what your jobs are, listening to what we want. What's the best advice you can give on how to effectively communicate with you, with elected officials? What's the best avenue to reach you?
For me, I feel I am very approachable. I only say that when you come to approach me, remember the timing, because sometimes we have major issues that we want to talk about, but you may want to talk to me about it at Carter Park Jam. And if you approach me at Carter Park Jams, I usually would say to you, I'm not going to remember tonight, okay? I need you to get with my staff and we communicate that way. Emails are great, phone conversations are great, one-on-one conversations are great. I believe that if we can have that open relationship where we can talk, because as it was said, born and raised here, this is home for me. I feel and I know that each one of you are my neighbors, and I want to be accessible to you if you want to speak to me. Also, I ask that when you come, let's be open-minded with the conversation, because there's a lot of things that is part of the process. We talked about 35 years in the making. There's some things that we know has occurred, some things that we know has not occurred yet. So let's have a conversation and see how we can meet that goal. But in that conversation, I need you to be open-minded with me. Don't come where you are, as the youth say, coming for me. Don't come for me, okay? Because we're on the same team, is what I'm trying to share. We're on the same team. And if we can't, at a meeting point, have a conversation where we can collaborate and get to a point to make the difference, the conversation is really void and void. You know what I'm trying to say. But with that, I want to be that person that you feel like you can talk to. Again, face-to-face conversations, I enjoy them. Timing is everything. Emails are amazing. Be clear. Be clear with what it is you're saying and what it is you want to accomplish. And yes, you will receive a phone call back from myself or either from my staff. And we always say give us at least 48 hours. But open conversation, in other places says open door in a sense, open door for me.
Absolutely. I don't think I have much to add on to that, but let me just say, one of the things that we try to do in my office is that we have an open door policy. Where my office down here is now virtual because we have decided that when we did have an office location, it felt like folks were sitting behind the desk. My intention is not to have my team, my staff to sit behind a desk. I want them to be in the community. And for us to get to know the community, we have to bring the resources to the community. We have to meet up as business owners, locations, and really see what's going on. So we hold meetings at these business offices. We partner with our local municipalities in meeting up at locations. Currently, we have a flow event happening in the city of Lauderdale Lakes in 2 weeks, just so that folks can get their IDs, because we know how important that is, and we're working with the tax collector on that initiative. But for us to reach out to us, it's emails, it's giving us a phone call, it's following us on our social media platforms. Instagram is Rep Campbell, Facebook is Representative Daryl Campbell, and really hitting us on. I always tell folks, when you send us an email, make sure that you're emailing not just me, but also everybody on my team, and each one of us have a government webpage where you can go to and you can see all our contact information, and that's how you can get in touch with us. And so we of course, folks come to us. We're meeting with them in person as well, exchanging business cards. But that's one of the best ways that I tell folks to keep in touch with us, because we get inundated with a lot of stuff, and sometimes I can get 10,000 emails just because people are shooting automatic emails. You know, we'll be in Tallahassee and we'll hear something, a terrible bill come through. And, you know, folks come out and they start advocating, and they start hitting us with these automatic emails where 6 o'clock a.m., 6:01, 6:02, I'm getting hit with emails. So I always tell CC, my team, and my staff, and we always try to get back to you and try to figure out how we can assist. And I also go through and follow up emails to see, have you been assisted, and where are you in your process? Because it's not just about getting you to the next person, is making sure that you're getting the help that you need, and us following through to make sure that you have the support behind you as you're getting what you need.
Thank you.
So for me, as your newly elected tax collector, it's really important that we engage with the community. The best way to reach us is email. We always answer our emails. In addition to that, we're present in I believe about 15 cities now, where you can meet with us in your city hall. I have my representatives in those locations where you can engage and ask any questions that you have for our office. You can reach us by telephone. I have a great team that you can reach out to, and they are very effective in responding to what your needs are. For further conversation, they can also set up appointments where you can meet with your tax collector and talk about what your concerns are. There's not a lot of information out there about our office, so we're committed to providing that information for you. So we're in your cities, we're doing those flow events. The flow events are driver's license on wheels, where we can engage with you and answer questions that you may have. We have several emails every day. We have revenue@browardtax.org. That email is answered within 24 hours. Obviously, if it's something that takes longer to resolve, we will email you and respond to that email and give you a timeline as far as how long it would take us to resolve that problem. So we have an office policy of responding to email within 24 hours. We also have our website, browardtax.org, where you can get a lot of information that's not readily available now because we're a new office. So I'm very excited about what we're bringing to the table to help the community and all the information we have to provide. So we're using a lot of platforms to provide that information. The flow event, the city hall, the emails, the telephone calls. So I have about 120 employees right now, and everybody is on alert, making sure that we provide that service and answer the questions that you may have. So we're serving with excellence. It's not government as usual. This is a different type of government service that we're providing, and we're setting that standard to be able to better serve you.
Fantastic. I have a policy, and you typically hear me say call Tracy. I have 2 people on staff in my office. I believe in returning phone calls within 24 to 48 hours. I'm accessible at 954-357-7008. My personal cell number is 954-709-8779. And I'm available 24/7, believe it or not. And I'll tell you why I say that. Because once people get your phone number, they're gonna call you. Once they realize you live on at 505 Northwest 19th Avenue, they pull up in your driveway, and they talk to you. I can't ignore people. I'm accessible. I remember when I first started my journey back in 2003 running for the county. 3 attempts, didn't make it. Actually got beat twice in 1 year. But when I came to the city and was elected, my childhood friend, now my community outreach coordinator, Dennis Walker, told me that you are a public figure and you can't not allow people to access you. And it was in reference to my social media. He says, open it up. You're public now. So I can't hide from who I was elected to be and represent the people of my district. We do want some respect to a level, because some people come to you with all kind of attitude, but I have one too. You can ask the folks that I walk by on the street in the mornings as I walk through communities. Some people say, there he is. He kicked us out the bar. There he is. Who does he think he is? And there are other people that say, like Miss Barbara, who has the clothing store on Sistrunk. Miss Barbara, where are you? Somewhere here, but Miss Barbara pulls you on the side when you're walking and says, good job, keep up the good work. And these are the things that keep us going. But some person on the sidewalk drinking a beer that has an opinion of me, I give him my opinion back. And I ask him to pour out the beer and clear the streets. Because the streets aren't meant for socializing and hanging out. So I do things a little different than others. I'm not asking you to do what I do, but it's important to understand who you represent and how do you engage those folks. And I do that through an array of services, through my policing, through community events where you invite people out and you educate them on how to access you. You educate them on the resources that are available in the community. And now at the county, I represent the Human Service Division. So that's everything that we see in our community. Mental health, addiction, those things and those services are provided by Broward County. So the phone calls I need, you need to be patient, state why you're calling, so I can get back to you or get you to the right agency or authority. There's been cases when people call me about things in Tallahassee, and I'm glad I have a friend in Tallahassee, Darryl Campbell, and it's funny how things work, Darryl. And I used to tell Darryl all the time, call me if you need something. First got elected. We had a rough start, because I'm a bracer. But it's a true story. And I said, Darryl, call me. He says, hey man, what's up? I say, hey, call me if you need me, and vice versa. And when I finally needed his services, unsolicited, I didn't give a phone call prior to, I sent someone to his office. Twice. And those people caught me on the street and said, thank you for referring me to Mr. Campbell. He answered the phone, he listened, and he gave them the services that came under his authority. So that's what we are charged to do. I do it differently, and if I had to change it, I wouldn't change a thing.
We got a lot of insightful answers. I was gonna ask one more question, but it would be like a hot one, so 60 seconds or less.
Okay.
You're down? Commissioner McKenzie? Okay. So we did a survey before this event, and a hot topic in 60 seconds or less is gentrification. We have a lot of community investment coming in, so in 60 seconds or less, how or do you know or are creating policies that would enable this investment to come in without displacing the historic community here?
Our policy is simple, access for all. Same things we ask each and every day, equality. So guess what? Any opportunity here is an opportunity for anyone. So when you talk about gentrification, it's a very sensitive subject for me, and I'll be brief. We grew up here. How many of you still live here? How many of you want to come back? The for sale signs are for everybody. You come back. You come back, there won't be any gentrification. You take care of your grandmother's house, you take care of the property you inherited, or you buy and invest like anyone else does.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah.
no gentrification in how I see things.
Yeah.
You have to be a part of the solution if you want to rid out this stereotype of what we think gentrification is, because our families built this place.
Well said, Commissioner McKenzie, and echoing what our commissioner has said, I believe the same. I believe this gentrification is what we embrace it to be. We have to be a part of the process. As it said, there's many times that Big Mama house go for sale. We are selling Big Mama's house. We need to be the ones who are purchasing and investing in our community. I have conversations often with my neighbors who say, my children don't want to live here or they can't afford to live here. But we're offering the same things that are being offered in other municipalities, and they're choosing to live in other municipalities, right here in the same county, paying the same amount for rental properties. We, those of us who have value, we need to pass this on to this generation and the next generation, where they can invest and embrace the value. If we don't embrace the value, others are embracing the value. So that's my comment regarding gentrification.
60 seconds or less.
Okay, I'm gonna try this.
Put the timer.
No, I sit back and I think about all the conversations that I've had. I don't remember the time that a lot of my elders talk about where it was strictly black-owned businesses here, and it was a thriving community, and how segregated it was, and stuff like that. I didn't live during that time, but I enjoyed those stories because folks can talk to heart about each person and what they did. I'm sitting here, I see Marsha Ellison from the NAACP, our NAACP president out here, and remember the location that office represents for the community that overall. And then I'm sitting here, I see former Senator Chris Smith and Smitty's, and you go there and you see the multitude of history there. And I think when we talk about gentrification, we need to also talk about preparing our community. We can say all we want about the for sale signs and all that, but if folks are not in a position to buy, then we leave opportunity for others that have been prepping themselves to get back here. And so working at the state level, I'm constantly struggling with this balance of advocating for my community, but also then coming home and making sure that what I'm advocating in Tallahassee, that my community is prepared. We can't talk about having people get jobs and make sure increase their pay if they don't have the qualifications to build a building or be part of that construction crew. If we're saying that folks in the community need to be hired or come from strictly the community. And so it's also education, preparing our community so that they have the ability to see that increase and maintain what they have and gain more within the community, so that what we see is built from within rather than filling of outside coming in.
So I believe gentrification is tied to affordability, right? So one of the things that we need, critical information that we need to get out to our community is planning ahead for mama's house, for grandma's house. Because those houses are protected by exemptions that date back years and years. So when there's not enough planning ahead of time to be able to take those homes over, when mama passes or grandma passes, it becomes unaffordable. And then the for sale sign goes up and somebody else that had the foresight to plan ahead is able to buy those properties. You know, I see that happen all the time in the tax collector's office. And we always recommend talking to a real estate professional before you change the title on the property, because it changes the landscape of everything. Makes it unaffordable because now it's being priced in today's market price, which makes it very unaffordable for our communities. Part of what we're going through right now in our office is to make sure that we provide that kind of education where people can contact the legal professional and talk to Marty Care's office to protect those exemptions that's been carried over for years and years and years. In addition to that, we're hiring. The tax collector's office is a brand new office, so our door is open. We're advertising everywhere to hire people from our community, and we're making it no experience is needed. We're providing the training, and it's living wage. The salary is very competitive, so we welcome members of our community to apply on our website, browardtax.org, and you'll be able to earn a living wage in our office with all the benefits to boot. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause to our panel. Unfortunately, I've been told I need to wrap it up. I'm about to get the music and everything. So we don't have time for audience questions, but we do have comment cards. If you have additional questions for a specific panelist, please make note of that on the comment card, and we'll make sure that they get it, and you'll get your answer timely, right?
Yes.
All right, thank you again, and Murdochi, take it from here.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Let's
you,
give them
everyone.
another round of applause. The more you know, the more you know. And then you don't know what you don't know.